Students, I welcome you for the Shiba group of school online class. So today I am going to teach you for the problem sums of gravitation topic. So first problem will be taken. So an unknown planet, its orbit of the sun will be distance twice the semi-major axis. So it's a distance of the earth orbit. So earth in between la vandu two planets ku vandu nama vandu radius kandupidikirom. So earth orbit then unknown planet. Okay. So it's a earth time period will be calculated T1. It's a time period is unknown planet. Okay. So earth oda time period then unknown planet oda time period. In between vandu nama time periods vandu calculate pandrom. So it's acceleration. So earth will be spins around their own axis. No. So adhe equal ah vandu nama vandu unknown planet ku vandu nama paakrom. So it's taken as a A. A is the acceleration. So A cube அப்படினு எடுத்துக்கிறோம். So A2 is equal to 2A1 அப்படினு சொல்லிட்டு it will be given. So T square time period will be calculated. Okay. So to find out the T square. So the formula of T square is directly proportional to A cube. So T is directly proportional to A cube அப்படினு சொல்லி கன்சிடர் பண்ணிக்கிறோம். So A cube is equal to T is directly proportional to A. So cube root வந்து நமக்கு என்ன ஆகுது? T square வந்து equal ஆகுது. Okay. So T square transfer பண்ணும்போது நமக்கு cube root வந்து 3 divided by 2 ஆயிடுது. So T square is directly proportional to 2A1. So it will be acceleration. So acceleration வந்து 2 வந்து calculate பண்றோம். Okay. So ரெண்டு planet ஓட time period நால 2 calculate பண்றோம். So it's a power of 3 divided by 2. It's directly proportional to 2. So it's a power of 3 divided by 2. So 2 and A1 வந்து நம்ம separate பண்றோம். So 2 is power of 3 divided by 2 A1. So A1 க்கு வந்து 3 divided by 2 போடுறோம். So T square it's directly proportional to 2 root of 2 T1. Okay. So 2 வந்து நமக்கு வந்து already rootல இருக்கு. So A1 root எடுக்கும்போது நமக்கு 2 root of 2 வந்து calculate ஆகுது. So it's a time period of 1. So unknown planet ஓட time period வந்து 2 root of 2. Okay. So T2 is directly proportional to 2 root of 2 T1. It's an unknown planet of time period. Okay. So next problem taken as a fifth problem. So it's a ratio of orbital distance of two planets D1 divided by D2 is equal to 2. So the ratio of gravitation field it's experienced by these two planets. So it's given as a D1 divided by D2 is equal to 2. So the formula will be given. So already gravitation formula enna paathirukkom, gravitation field E is equal to Gm divided by D square. So Gm is the gravitation divided D square is the distance in between the gravitation field. So E2 divided by E1 is equal to Gm divided by D square. So it's divided by D2 divided by D1. Okay. So 2D க்கு வந்து நமக்கு equal to 2 ratio வந்து நமக்கு calculate பண்ணி கொடுத்துட்டாங்க. So it's find out the value. So E2 divided by E1 is equal to Gm divided by D2 square. So it's divided by Gm divided by D1 square. D1 divided by D2 so whole square. Okay. So 2 வந்து நம்ம ஸ்கொயர் பண்ணும்போது D க்கு வந்து வேல்யூ 2 அப்படினு சொல்லி கன்சிடர் பண்ணி கொடுத்திருக்காங்க. So substitute பண்ணிக்கிறோம். 2 square is equal to E2 divided by E1 is equal to value of 4. Okay. So finally the earth gravitation field is equal to 4 is the value of E1. So E1 வந்து நமக்கு equal to இந்த சைடு transfer ஆகும்போது E2 ஓட வேல்யூவா வந்து find out ஆகுது. So E2 is equal to 4, E1 is the final value of fifth problem. So next problem taken as a sixth one. So the moon it's a I0 orbit Jupiter once in 1.769 is a days. So Jupiter spins around the axis and per day it's a 1.769. Okay. So the orbital radius of moon is so 4,21,700 kilometers. It's calculate the mass of the Jupiter. So total mass Jupiter வந்து spins ஆகுது it's equal to the moon அப்படினு சொல்றாங்க. So moon spins ஆகிறதுக்கும் Jupiter spins ஆகிறதுக்கும் அதோட time period வந்து நமக்கு கிலோமீட்டர் வைஸ் கொடுத்திருக்காங்க. So இதுல வந்து per day க்கு வந்து இவ்ளோ time period வந்து calculate ஆகுது அப்படினு சொல்லிருக்காங்க. So it's compared to moon, Jupiter is a mass will be high. Okay. Jupiter oda mass வந்து already it's a bigger planet. So the mass will be very high. So find out the calculation of the mass of the Jupiter. So the time period of moon is equal to 1.769 in a day. So the radius of the moon is equal to 4,217 into 10 square kilometer. So T square is equal to 4 pi is the value. Okay. Time period oda value podrom. So it's a formula. So Gm Jupiter. Okay. So gravitation of Jupiter ன்றதால Gmg அப்படினு சொல்லி போட்டுக்கிறோம். So 4 pi square r cube mass. Okay. It's divided by T square. So radius of the moon is equal to 1737.1 into 10 to the power of 3 m. Okay. So moon of the it's a mass of the Jupiter will be calculated. So mj is equal to 4 pi square. Final formula. Okay. So in the formula la நம்ம values substitute பண்ண போறோம். So mj is equal to 4 pi square r cube m divided by gt square. So value substitute பண்ணிரோம். So 10 is to the power of 27, 10 is to the power of minus 11. So total it's a multiplication. So multiplication பண்ணி divide பண்ணும்போது value என்ன கிடைக்குது? It's a 0.9. Okay. So 0.99022 into 10 is to the power of 27 plus 11. So calculate பண்ணாக்க நமக்கு 38 வருது. It's a power of 38. So 38 வந்து நம்ம after that minus பண்றோம் 5 ஆல. So minus பண்ணும்போது so 0 point out வந்து cancel பண்ணிரோம். So இந்த நமக்கு round off பண்ணிரோம். Okay. So round off பண்ணும்போது power of 5 will be minus. So sub பண்ணும்போது நமக்கு final value 990226 into 10 is to the power of 33. So திரும்ப வந்து 10 is to the power வந்து நம்ம என்ன பண்றோம் cancel out பண்ணி point பண்றோம். So point வைக்கும்போது நமக்கு 0.990226 into 10 is to the power of 27. Okay. So அந்த 5 அதாவது add பண்ண 5 வந்து நம்ம என்ன பண்றோம் minus பண்றோம். So minus பண்ணிட்டு 27 எடுத்துக்கிறோம். So 1 into so final value is equal to it's directly equal to 1 into 10 is to the power of 27 kilogram. Okay. So it's a total mass of the Jupiter. Okay. So it's a final value. So next problem will be taken as the 8th problem. 4 particles, each of the mass is m. It's equal distance for each other. So moves along the circle of the radius. So radius will be taken as r. It's under the action of the mutual gravitation attraction. Okay. So finally calculated the speed of each particles. So the gravitation field of the force will be acting on the particles. Okay. So on the force that calculate பண்ண போறோம். So equal each of the speed also calculated. So the gravitation அப்படினு calculate பண்றதுனால gm அப்படினு சொல்லி consider பண்ணிக்கிறோம். So gm square divided by gm square divided by 2r square. Okay. So it will be the radius. So second one க்கு வந்து gm square divided by radius of root 2 அப்படினு சொல்லி calculate பண்ணிக்கிறோம். So 2 root 2r 2 root of 2 root 2. Okay. So ரெண்டுத்தையும் calculate பண்ணும்போது cos 45 degree its angle. So angle is equal to 1 அப்படினு சொல்லி calculate பண்ணிக்கிறோம். So இந்த angle வந்து 1 divided by 4. Force oda value என்ன? It's a formula of gm square divided by radius r. So it's divided by 1 divided by 4, 1 divided by 2 root 2. Okay. So F is equal to mv square divided by r. So இதில் வந்து இந்த force oda value வந்து நம்ம substitute பண்ணுறோம். Okay. So Fல so substitute பண்ணும்போது mv square divided by r is equal to gm square divided by r. So 1 divided by 4 plus 1 divided by root of 2. Okay. So the velocity of speed is equal to so 1 divided by 2 it's a root of total gm divided by r. So 1 plus 2 root 2 it's a final value speed of velocity of the gravitation. Okay. So next problem will be taken as it's a 9th problem. So it's a suppose that the unknowing we wrote the universal gravitation constant value. So g is equal to constant value in a gravitation field ku 6.67 into 10 is to the power of 11. It's instead of it's a correct value வந்து நமக்கு it's a power of minus 11. So it's a acceleration due to the gravity g slash is incorrect g. So according to new acceleration it's due to the gravity. The weight will be calculated w. So incorrect value என்ன சொல்லிருக்காங்க 6.67 into 10 is to the power of 11. So corrected value after that calculated. Okay. So g is equal to it's a formula gm divided by r square. Okay. So m is equal to mass of the earth is equal to 6.02 into 10 is to the power of 24 kg. So radius of the earth. So r is equal to 6.4 into 10 is to the power of 6. Okay. So total radius and total mass. Finally gravitation field will be calculated. So total calculate பண்ணும்போது 10 is to the power of correct அதாவது incorrect value of power 11. Okay. So இதுக்கு வந்து 24 power. So it's a 10 is to the power of 6 it's a square. Okay. So finally multiplication will be happen. So 6.62 into calculated பண்ணும்போது 40.1534 divided by 40.96. Okay. Into 10 is to the power of 11 plus 24 minus 12. So totally calculated 35 minus 12. Okay. So 0.9798. So இதை ஃபைனலாக ரவுண்ட் ஆஃப் பண்ணும்போது பவர் வந்து நம்மளுக்கு மைனஸ் ஆகும். ஸோ -1. ஓகே. ஸோ 0 பாயிண்ட் வந்து நம்மளுக்கு ஃபைனலாக வந்து -1 ஆகும். ஸோ 22 பவர். ஸோ 9.798 இட்ஸ் ரவுண்ட் ஆஃப் வேல்யூ into 10 is to the power of 22. So G is equal to work done. Okay. So W is equal to mg. It's a gravitation mass. So W is to the power is equal to 9.8 into 10 is to the power of 22 W. Okay. So it's a 9th problem answer. So next one will be taken as 12th problem. So Earth revolves around the Sun at 30 km per second. So it's calculated the kinetic energy of the Earth. So the total potential energy of the Earth also calculated. So what is the total energy of Earth? So in case is the total energy will be positive, means give reason. So it's a given velocity is equal to 30 km per second. So the total potential energy minus 49.84 into 10 is to the power of 32 joule. It's a total potential energy. So mass under the mass of the Earth 5.9 into 10 is to the power of 24. So total potential energy நம்ம calculate பண்ணோம் அப்படினா total energy then kinetic energy value வந்து நமக்கு தெரியணும் இல்லையா. So kinetic energy value கண்டுபிடிக்கணும்னா half mv square. So half into m ஓட value then v ஓட value வந்து டோட்டலா வந்து போடுறோம். Okay, power of 24 into 10 is to the power of 3. So total value கண்டுபிடிச்சோம்னா half 5.9 into 10 is to the power of 3 into 3 into 10 is to the power of 32. Okay, so total kinetic energy value வந்து 26.55 into 10 is to the power of 32 joule. So kinetic energy value வந்து நம்ம என்ன பண்றோம், total energy கண்டுபிடிக்கிறோம். So kinetic energy plus potential energy. So ரெண்டு வேல்யூவும் வந்து ஆட் பண்றோம். 26.55 into 10 is to the power of 32 minus 49.84 into 10 is to the power of 32. So total kinetic energy value minus 23.29 into 10 is to the power of 32 joule. So its a total energy will be negative. So it implies Earth is bounded with Sun. So it's a final answer of the 12th problem. So next problem will be taken as 14th problem. Suppose we go 200 kilometers above and below from the surface of Earth. So the gravitation value is 2 point. So in case the value of G is small, okay. So this gravitation depth and the height will be measured. So it's a total 200 kilometers, okay. So it will be given. So value. So we know that radius is equal to 6400 kilometers. So G height is equal to, so G depth, okay. So G height oda value first கண்டுபிடிக்கணும், then வந்து G depth, gravitation depth வந்து கண்டுபிடிக்கிறோம். So G height is equal to G 1 minus 2h, it's divided by radius r, okay. So G d is equal to G 1 minus d divided by r, depth divided by radius, height divided by radius. So h is equal to G 1 minus 2 into 200 divided by 6400. So finally வந்து substitute பண்ணும்போது 1 minus 2 1 into 200. So total value 64, இது வந்து G ஓட value, okay. So 64. So calculate பண்ணோம்னா நமக்கு 0 0 cancel out ஆயிடுது, okay. So 64 minus 4, okay. 1 into 2, so totally 4. So 64 வந்து நமக்கு 1ல வந்து cross multiplication ஆகுது. So 64 minus 4 divided by 64. So total value of gravitation height is equal to 0.937 in gravitation height. So GH is equal to G, H la வந்து substitute பண்றோம் gravitation value la. So 60 divided by 64. So total value is 0.94 gravitation height, okay. So இந்த gravitation value la வந்து இந்த height oda value வந்து substitute பண்றோம், substitute பண்ணி height கண்டுபிடிக்கிறோம். So next G depth. So G is equal to 1 minus 200 divided by 6400. So இதையும் நம்ம cross multiplication பண்ணும்போது 64 cross multiplication ஆயிடும். So 0 0 cancel out ஆயிடும். So 64 minus 2 divided by 64, G is equal to 62 divided by 64. So இதை divide பண்ணோம்னா final value 0.968 gravitation. So GD, it's a depth of gravitation, latitude and depth of the gravitation. So is equal to G. So 0.96 is the final value of the depth, okay. So this one is a problem number 14. So okay students, are you clear now? I hope you all understand today video class. We will see in the next class. Thank you.